All right, everyone. Welcome back to the second video of our behavior therapy class. The next topic on this second video is to educate you on how to become, for those of you that are not officially behavioral therapists, this topic will actually go over some key things you need to keep in mind. But for others that are already behavior therapists, there are additional topics that we will go over with you. So let us start very quickly with those that are interested in becoming a behavioral therapist. Becoming a behavioral therapist is a very rewarding path for those who are passionate about helping others build better lives through structured support, skill development, and behavioral change. Whether you are aiming to be a behavior therapist in schools, clinics, having your own private practice, or working in somebody else's private practice or community settings, the journey begins with the right education, training, and credentials. Here is a step-by-step overview of how to become a behavioral therapist. 1. Earn a relevant bachelor's degree. Most behavioral therapists begin with a degree in psychology or social work or education or similar types of fields. This foundational step helps you understand human behavior, mental health, and basic therapy techniques. And that is part of what this video is providing to you today. So the first one is earn a relevant bachelor's degree. The second one really is, if required, you also want to get a master's degree. What do I mean by if required? Well, some entry-level roles in behavioral therapy may only require a bachelor's degree, especially in ABA settings. In ABA settings, you really just need a bachelor's degree. But many behavioral therapy positions, especially in clinical settings, they require a master's degree in psychology, applied behavior analysis, counseling, or social work. The third is to get supervised behavior, which is on this slide. I have it down as number 2, but we can consider it number 3. Why is supervised experience super important? Most certification programs, especially for ABA therapists and behavioral counselors, they require hundreds or even thousands of supervised field work hours. This is where you will apply what you've learned in real-world scenarios under the guide of experienced professionals. Another key requirement or component is to obtain certification and also licenses. Depending on your focus and location, you may need specific credentials, for example, board certified behavior analyst, BCBA, for those specializing in ABA therapy. You might need state licenses for behavioral therapists working in clinical mental health settings, as well as registration as an ROBT, registered behavior technician, for entry-level roles in ABA. Something else you want to keep in mind is you want to stay up to date with continuing education. To maintain your license or certification, you will need to complete ongoing professional development. This also ensures you are up to date on the latest research, ethical standards, and therapy techniques. You also want to choose your specialty and setting. You can work with children, teens, teenagers, or adults in a variety of settings, including schools, mental health clinics, autism centers, hospitals, private practice, and in-home therapy program. Each environment may require a slightly different skill set, but they all share a common focus on supporting clients through structured, evidence-based intervention. The next one goes over qualifications. Applied behavior analysis, ABA, therapy is a highly specialized and structured form of behavioral therapy widely used to support individuals with autism spectrum disorders and other developmental conditions. Because of its scientific rigor and demand for precision, becoming an ABA therapist requires specific qualifications, training, and also certifications. Whether you want to become a frontline registered behavior technician, RBT, or whether you want to go for a leadership a role as a board certified behavior analyst, BCBA, here's what you need to know for educational requirements. For RBT, this requires a high school diploma or equivalent plus 40 hours of training in applied behavior analysis. What about if you want to go for a BCABAS, Board Certified Assistant Behavior Analysts? The last S that I have is really plural for analysts, but it is really BCABA. This requires a bachelor's degree and completion of approved coursework in ABA. What about BCBA, Board Certified Behavior Analyst? Now, this one requires a master's degree in psychology, behavior analysis, education, or a related field, along with completion of specific ABA coursework and supervised experience hours. Talking about supervised experience hours, supervised experience is essential to becoming a certified ABA therapist. Depending on the certification level, you will need to complete between 500 to 2,000 hours of supervised field work, typically under the guide of a BCBA. Now, once again, everything that I am saying right now in regards to this behavior therapy class, we have the transcripts, we have the guide. Take a look at the bottom of this email. Everything that I am saying right now and more, there is a link to the guide. Okay, so you don't really have to be spending a lot of time, taking so many notes. What is another qualifications? You have to pass the exam, the certification exam. RBTs must pass a competency assessment followed by the RBT exam. BCABAs and BCBAs must pass the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, which is BACB exam, after meeting all educational and field work requirements. Once again, I know I am throwing a lot of things at you. Just click on that link and you will see the guide. It's a free guide, okay? You don't need any emails, you don't need anything, you don't need to provide anything like that. Just click on the link and it's a public guide, okay? Another thing is to maintain certification. All certified ABA professionals must complete continuing education units, which is referred to as CEUs. And you also want to adhere to strict ethical guidelines set by the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, which is referred to as the BACB, Behavior Analyst Certification Board. There is also additional skills that can help strengthen your application. Strong communication and observation skills are skills that you want to build up. Patience, or rather patience, having patience and empathy really goes a long way when you are working with individuals with behavioral challenges. Familiarity with ABA therapy materials, which we do provide free ones to you as part of this class, including data, templates, reinforcement tools, and also visual schedules. We want to be familiar with those. These qualifications that I just went over on this slide, they ensure that ABA therapists are well prepared and equipped to deliver structured, measurable, and effective interventions that help clients make meaningful progress in their behavior and development. Next, let us go over the history. It is important for you to be aware of the history, but for that, let us go ahead and have you click on the next video. You will see the link on the top right, and then let us continue this awesome class.